How we doing, Danielle? Are you coming by the office today?
I'll be on my way in a few minutes, so I'm probably going to go off video, but I'll still be here listening on my drive.
No worries. How far away are you?
I'm in Half Moon Bay.
Oh, you are? Okay, cool. Let me turn on the volume here. Let me go ahead and get this full screen. All right. What's up, Kaleem? How we doing, big dog?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well. Let's get everybody in the room. Ricky White, Omar, Rebecca. Good to see everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Rebecca's got jokes. She's funny.
We were having fun.
So we're muted
That was
yesterday,
funny.
and we're in a meeting, and all I could see is, and they're like plotting, and then when they posted that video about me with my face like this, like all you could hear them is laugh like little schoolgirls. I thought it was so funny. So ha 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 ha.
You're a great sport. We've got lots more material. We'll let it out little by little.
Yeah, we should do a whole series on that. So, there's your counterpart there, Rebecca. We're just talking about you.
Oh, hey, what about me?
Oh, nothing. Just
Which one? Our squirt is on.
You, because you're such a comedian.
Oh yeah.
Such a comedian.
Your lovely videos.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because I had no idea what you guys were doing.
Yeah, we have some more pictures, but save them for later.
I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see them posted on social. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll get started officially in 3 minutes. Good to see all your smiling faces on this beautiful Friday morning. It is a very special day. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but let's let everyone get in the room. If you have an ability to put your cameras on, let's put your cameras on, and let's all stay engaged here. Vanessa, good to see you. Kenneth Brown in the car. Chris is in the car, but I love the dedication. Thanks for being here and showing up. So you're probably going to hear me talk about this shit for the next 75 days. And so if it gets old, it's okay, because it's a part of what I'm doing. But I do want to ask Maria, 25 days in?
Yeah, buddy, 1/3 of the way there. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Well, congratulations. I love this. I was talking to somebody on social yesterday, and they said, I'm doing it, but I'm doing a modified version. She probably didn't like my response to her, but nonetheless, I was like, you can't modify this. There is no modifying it. You are either all in or you're not doing the 75-day hard. So people say, oh, I'll just do one workout a day, or I can read 5 pages, but I can't read 10.
Nope.
You got to commit.
Well, it's how you show up in life, right? So if you go in hard, you go in hard. You don't go, I'm gonna go in hard, but I'm gonna do it a little bit different. It's all in or nothing. And that's how I'm seeing it. So it's definitely changing my mindset. I mean, my friends are like, what are you doing, girl? 75 hard? You know how old you are? I'm like, shut up.
Look at Chris laughing. So last night, we have a family member coming over, a family friend coming over. She had COVID, and so she was out for like 3 weeks, and she's like, I just want to get out of the house and I want to cook for everyone. Well, I had a long day of appointments, and I knew she was coming over. I had to do my reading, so I did my reading early, and then I had to do my 2 workouts. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to do a combined workout. All of it will be outside. I ended up going almost 6 miles, and so it's like that it had to push me because I'm like, I got an hour and a half out here. What am I going to do? I just got to keep going. And I had the most beautiful, glorious sunset of a walk. I got back home and I was done. I was good. So, every part of me didn't want to do it, but I'm so glad. Every time I say I don't want to do it, I'm so glad that I actually do it. So let's go ahead and get started. It is Friday, February 4th, and I would like to just take a quick minute. It's a really, really big day. I have an 11-year-old today in my life. Now, I met Michaela. She's Amanda's daughter. I met Michaela when she was 4 years old. Now, let me tell you a little history story. So Kai was born 1 pound, and you have to think of a baby and how big 1 pound is if you're a child being born into this world. Every single thing said, you won't make it. and she was literally a miracle child. She made it 27 surgeries at Stanford. She was trached her whole life until she was 5 years old. She had a G tube for feeding, and she couldn't talk. When I first met her, she would clap to me so I could get my attention, and we formed a bond instantly. I used to have a dog who's this big, loving dog, and we formed a bond instantly. And so she's always been my little buddy. And so she turns 11 today. So her name's Michaela. We're taking her to the Great Wolf Lodge. So I'm really, really excited about that. I've never been to the Great Wolf Lodge, so we can take a bunch of kids to the Great Wolf Lodge today. So very special. Happy birthday to Michaela. Well, there's another person that's very special in my life that I've seen make a huge transformation, not only in her career in the last couple of years, but in her personal life. And this person I've worked closely with, like I've worked closely with a lot of you, but I've formed a relationship with her and her husband and her family. And this person definitely holds a very special place in my heart. She's here today. It's her birthday, Miss Melody Cleone. It is her birthday. So let's give Melody a very, very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Melody. So it is your birthday. Hit us with some shit, take us out of the tunnel, take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful birthday of yours.
Oh man, it's my pleasure to do that on my 32nd birthday. Oh my God, you guys, what a beautiful day. The sun is shining on me. I love sunny weather. I was hoping that it would be sunny for my birthday. It definitely is. I'm on my way to go get a facial. I'm going to get my nails done today. I'm going to get a massage. I almost never do anything good for myself. So today I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to get pampered, hydrated. And I just want you guys all to know that I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for Team Fast. Straight up. 2 years ago, if you were to ask me on my 30th birthday if I was happy in my career, I would have said no. I had thoughts of leaving. Like I honestly didn't know if I would make it in real estate. It wasn't until I met Elias that I actually came out of my shell. I feel like there's certain people that come knocking on your door, and at first I was like, who is this guy? He's like, he kind of jokes, he busts chops all the time, like he's just like super, super funny. And I don't know, I don't know about this guy, but after a while he like became one of my best friends, my mentors, my greatest supporter, like a big brother to me. Him and Kenny and that whole team like pouring love into me, supporting me, DMing me, messaging me all the time. Like, you guys, if it wasn't for you, like I would not have the confidence, the strength, the wherewithal to be able to do what I do. And I just absolutely love the community and the support system that we have here on the team. It is rare. Like, if you come from real estate, if you come from another brokerage or another company, you know that our company culture and our core values, which just got released a couple of days ago and it's on IG circling around, there's nothing like it. We are team. The support, the love that we give to each other is what makes us Team Fast. I you guys, I appreciate support, and I appreciate you, Elias.
Well, happy birthday to you, and enjoy your facial. Enjoy your day of pampering, and let's get right into coaching you guys. So I've been asked this on multiple agent attraction calls. What do we look for in an agent? I look for two things in an agent, and it's really this clear, right? I look for grit, okay? And I look for empathy. The reason I look for these two is because I want somebody that is willing to go through the shit, right? It's like just gritty, that will find a way to win, right? And then I look for somebody that's empathetic. Colette, can you mute yourself? I look for somebody that is empathetic because I want to make sure that you guys understand how other people feel. That shit's hard, right? If you've ever been in a relationship and you didn't read that book, 5 Love Languages, and then you read that love language book, you're like, oh my goodness, right? Now I can really understand how this person feels, because most of the time we operate based on how we feel. We communicate based on the way we feel. And one of my biggest challenges in my entire career is that I had to learn how other people felt. in order to communicate with them in the way that they needed to receive information. Some of you guys will hop on a coaching call with me and I am like, no bullshit. All right, cool. Let me see it. Cool. Let me see it. All right. What the fuck are you doing? Like, right? Like get right to the point. Some of you, I'll take a different route. I'll take a different approach, right? It's based on how you receive information. So those are the two things I always look for: empathetic people and people that have grit, because I think those two things will equal to being a really, really strong realtor. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. I want to share something with you. By the way, I've been seeing a lot of people repost this and tag me on social. Can I get some reactions down below? Give me some reactions, because there's tons of people on the screen today. By show of hands, how many people have picked up the winning book or have read the winning book by Tim Grover? Please give me a reaction down below. Use the reaction button down below. Okay, Rakitha, Misty Matthews, Demian, Zyra, The Guru, Vanessa, let's see, Arlene, Lorraine, Chris. Okay, cool. Salatude, am I saying that right? I don't want to butcher it. I think I'm doing okay. All right, cool. So you guys, highly, highly, highly recommend that you just pick up this book and you use it as a reference. Obviously, I'm doing about 10 pages or more a day because of this challenge, but that book has me locked in. One thing I wanted to share with you, it's a quote from Tim Grover. I don't know if it came from, I think it came from Relentless, but I want to share this with you. It says, relentless is about never being satisfied, always driving to be the best, and then getting even better. There's no off season when you are serious about being a winner. Tell yourself what to do and stop waiting for others to lay it all out for you, right? And that hit me, and I was like, God, that's so powerful, because I could see that in everything that you guys are doing. So I wanted to share that thought with you guys. Now, today what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about phone calls. What I've done is I've wrote a couple objections here on the board. What I want to do is I want to hear how you guys are coming over these objections, because a lot of times when I speak to you guys, I hear this: I don't really know what to say, right? I hear that all the time. I don't know what to say. And this is coming from people that are experienced in the game at all different levels. The newbies, the people are just, growing their business, and the people are still crushing it. Two of these came from actual calls from top agents this week. Says, Elias, how would you handle these situations? So I want to have some open dialogues about these things. But before I do so, I want to give you some tips that I learned from the Kyle Whistle team. And I want to share these thoughts and some of this energy with you. So 5 tips to start out a conversation when you're working any of your online leads or leads that you are trying to, contact for the very first time. First things first, I want you guys to avoid this pitfall. And I want to share with you so you guys can hear how this sounds. So when you call someone, Misty Matthews, say I called you. You've never seen my phone number before, and I call you and say, hello, hi, Misty Matthews?
Yes, this is Misty.
Hi, Misty, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Who am I speaking with?
Okay, see what happens right there? Okay, naturally, we want to say, how are you? Nobody fucking cares if they don't know who you are. Now, if you're my friend, if you're a past client of mine, I'm going to do that. Greetings and salutations. Of course. What's up? How are you? Good to talk to you, right? But if you're calling somebody, that takes them back instantly to fight or flight mode, right? Well, who are you and why are you calling me? And why the heck are you asking me how I am? Tip number 1, please remove that from your vocabulary. Get right to the point. Hello, hi, Misty. Hey, Misty, it's Elias Astuto, and you go right into the next part of it. Come from familiarity. I think Aaliyah's on the line. If you guys ever talk to Aaliyah, no matter what, if it's a coaching call, if it's in the office, every single time I talk to Aaliyah, she uses my first name. Now, when someone uses your first name, what happens? We all like the sound of our own name, or we shouldn't like the sound of our own name, but dopamines are released. And psychology states that when you hear your name, there's dopamines that are released. So when you call somebody and you use their name, it's instantly going to give familiarity. Some of this, you guys, is old school tactics that you guys have heard, but it's going to be a good refresher. When you make that initial phone call, you need to state and be clear who you are and why you're calling, right? Hey, Clem, it's Elias Studio calling from EXP and Team Fast. Really quick, I noticed recently you were on Zillow looking at homes in Berkeley, and I just want to have a quick conversation about your home search. Normally, when someone goes on the site, Clem, they're ready to buy now, or they're just kind of in the looking phase. Just want to touch base with you and see where you are, right? They can't say no. If they said no to that, what do they sound like? An asshole, because I didn't ask them a yes or no question. Right? Hey, Kaleem, it's Elias Studio here at Fast Real Estate. Just wanted to touch base. I wanted to talk to you about your home search. I know you've been looking at homes in the Oakland and Berkeley area. Just want to have a quick conversation about your home search. Even if you left it at that, it's open for them to say, well, yeah, I've been searching, inventory site, or we're just kind of just kicking the can down the road to a little bit later. That's when we're going to move into objections in just a minute, right? So getting that conversation going and not stalling yourself with, hi, how are you, Omar? Good, right? Good. I remember when I was living in Tahoe many years ago, I dated a girl from Poland. And I know I segue into weird shit. So I dated this girl from Poland, and I'll never forget this. I remember one line in Polish. It is, daj mi buzi piękna kobieto, which means give me a kiss, pretty girl. So anyways, she said in America, she said, why do you guys ask, how are you all the time? She said, do you really care? And I looked at her, I was like, I think I care. She's like, we never ask that in our country. She's like, that is not a question that we ask. And so I always remember that. So when you're on the phone with somebody, you can build familiarity and not pause and not slow down your train and the momentum you have by stopping and asking, how are you? So number 3 was, who are you? Why are you calling? And make sure that you get right into it. Number 4, like I said, this kind of goes back. It is using their name and using their names multiple times throughout your presentation. And then 5 is the beginning and the end are crucial, meaning how you open the conversation is super, super crucial, but also how you leave that conversation and next steps, right? Kaleem, here's what's going to happen next, my man. After this phone call, I'm going to shoot you a text message. In that text message, you're going to get a quick video from me so I can put a face to the name so you know who I am. Secondly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up on Real Scout that way you can get automated searches, or you can get live searches, whatever you would say about Real Scout. So I'm going to do that right now. So be on the lookout for it, and then set clear expectations for what's next, right? A lot of the times when I hear people's phone calls, and I listen to tons of phone calls because we're on Zillow Flex, sometimes what we don't do is we don't even ask for the appointment. How many times have we had great conversations with people, had great dialogue with people, and then we didn't even ask for the appointment, right? Because we stay in what's comfortable. Yeah, man, that's a great conversation. You love the Warriors. I love the Warriors, man. Your kids go to, Cal. That was awesome. All right, cool. Well, hey, Tom, let me know if I could ever be a resource for you. Well, did you even say, hey, Tom, you know what? Listen, man, I know that you're 6 months down the road, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that whether it's 6 months down the road or a year down the road, I want to make sure that I meet you screen to screen or face to face. So when you are ready to really take your, get serious about your home search, you'll remember me. Because if you don't see me, you don't hear my voice again, what's the chances of it you're actually going to remember me? So let's hop on a Zoom call. I'm going to take you through the buying process because I believe in education is the #1 most important thing for you as a consumer, right? So a lot of times agents fail to even do that. And I promise you, if you never ask for the appointment, you're never going to get it. But if you ask for the appointment, you have 50-50 chance of getting an appointment. I really like those odds. I really, really like those odds. So those are the tips. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to do some Tom Ferry shit right now. I think that this would be cool. 2 of these objections that I have behind, go ahead, Mel. You got your hand up?
Yeah, I could use some help around this because I have got that are from Zillow Flex on my Real Scout right now, and I feel like I've been too passive with them. I feel like every time I call them or every time I talk to them, whether it's a phone call or a text message, the objection I'm running through, and I don't know if anyone else is going through the same thing when they're on the phone, but everyone is saying, oh, we're going to wait about 3 to 6 months. Oh, we're not ready yet. We'll be ready in a couple of months. And I feel like I keep coming against that all the time. And then when I hear that,
Hi, how are you? This is Tania.
Tania,
I'm not sure if you're
Tania,
actually in New
you're
York
not
or
on mute.
in the Bay Area. Yes.
Tania, you're not on mute. Tania. Hold on, you guys, really quick. There we are. You guys, out of respect for your brothers and sisters, make sure that you mute yourself. Okay, go back to you, Mel.
Yeah, so I was just saying I always come against the same objections. They don't give me a flat out no. They don't give me a flat out yes. They just say we're not ready right now, or we're gonna start looking in about 3 to 6 months. And I've been on multiple showings with people in the past week where I show them the house, I get in front of them, in front of the house, face to face. They like me, I built the rapport. I spend the time scheduling the appointments, but then when it comes down to like, okay, are you interested in this house? Would you like to make an offer, or would you like to see some other options? The last like dozen people have been like, oh, well, we're going to wait 3 to 6 months. Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing us the house, but we're going to wait a couple of months. And so when I hear that, I just stop. I don't continue pushing when I feel like I probably should, but I don't want to be like an annoying, aggressive salesperson up in their face. So how would you go about that? Like, how would you get around that objection?
This is really good dialogue. And so I'm going to share a couple things with you. So first objection I have on here is we want to wait to increase our buying power. Okay. This was an objection that was hit yesterday, or was given to a top agent yesterday. We don't think this home is worth X. So why should we go higher on our offer? Okay. That's number two. Number three, this is a real objection that we got. I have a master's in business and I've done my research on the market. And yes, I'm talking in their tone. We will wait until the market crashes to buy a home in the Bay Area. Now, by a show of hands, how many of you have heard any of these objections when working with a client? Please give me a reaction on the screen. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I have some objections, some rebuttals to these things, but I want someone to take the first objection for me. I see some hands up here. The first objection, we want to wait to increase our buying power. Who wants to step up and take on this objection live with me here? Kwanzo has his hand up to the sky. And Kwanzo, my man, with this push-up challenge, how many push-ups you got right now?
We're on 13, I think. 13 or 14, one of those. But wait, that's for me personally. For anyone else, because there isn't a minimum requirement to enter. So, you know, whatever people start at, it's all about just doing one more every single day. But personally, I'm at 13 or 14.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, brother. So out of the three, that's the one you were taking. We want to wait to increase our buying power. I think I'm going to be making a little bit more money probably in like April or May. And so we're just going to wait to increase our buying power. Mind you, let me give you some context.
Okay.
This objection came to an agent that did 40 deals, 35 deals last year.
Wow.
Okay? So no matter who you guys are, we have similar challenges. That's why I believe in the power of collective wisdom, so we can all get better together. So Kwanzo, let's go. Let's hear it, bro.
Yeah, you know, I fully understand that stance, right? Because, you know, why not be able to, you know, let's say if you're getting a big raise, you know, you can potentially buy a bigger house. But did you know that, you know, and I'm sure you also, it sounds like, you know, you are very savvy to the market. You're seeing what's going on. You know, the Fed's talked about there's going to be 3 rate hikes, right? So really quick, just to put in perspective. So 2 weeks ago, we were at 3.25 in the mortgage rates. Last week on Monday, it jumped to 3.6. And then as the days continued, so by Friday of last week, we were at somewhere about a 3.9. And what that means is for every 50 basis point or half a percentage, that is roughly 5% decrease in your purchase power. So let's say you got a $20,000 raise, right? By April. Congratulations. But now what if the first rate hike right now is slated for March 17th. So if we're going to be at 4%, now your purchase power just went from a 3 to 4. That's a 1% decrease in purchase power. That is basically, I'm sorry, that's 10% that's a 10% decrease in your purchase power. So let's say you're going to buy a house for 70,000, you're waiting, so you have more money, you want to buy a house for more, but realistically, you now can actually afford less because the interest rate went up, which also means that you're going to end up paying a lot more money down the road.
Right? You hear what we're doing here. So let's put some more color to this, right? And I want to make sure that you guys understand this, because some of you aren't the best at articulating data and math. Really, study this and be able to articulate this to your consumer. You have to think about this. If interest rates hike up, which we know they are, if the neighborhoods continue to be competitive, and if the comps are playing catch up, and over the last 60 days, houses have been selling for 10% over asking price, we know that there's still houses that are pending right now. Based on what's pending, these houses are 10, 15, and some of them 20% over. So what do you think is going to happen over the next couple months? These houses are going to close. Now we have a new benchmark on what a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom is going to look like for you in Berkeley. Plus, you have the hike on the interest rates. Do you think waiting is going to give you more buying power, or is it essentially going to hurt your efforts, right? So being able to look at this in a macro view, a lot of the times we need to help them understand that we're not just building urgency so we can get them in the contract and get a deal. Like it makes no sense sometimes. So I love what you're saying, Kwan, because it really, really makes sense. Missy, you had your hand up as well, and good stuff, Kwanzo. Misty? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. So actually, I just forgot to put my hand down, but I always have something to say, but I'm not, because I talk on every call. It's ridiculous. So now.
All right, cool. So we'll continue on. Let's go over to Omar. Omar, you've had an incredible year. And I want to hit you with one that I think that you'll do a really good job at overcoming. I have a master's degree and I really understand business. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait until the market crashes. And I know, Omar, we hear this. So, and I know you've heard this. So I want to hear in your, style and your vernacular, like how you would overcome this. I don't even think it's an objection. I think it's an excuse. So Omar, hit us with some fire, bro.
Believe it or not, I have not come across that with any of my buyers, but if I was just going to go off the cuff with somebody like that, I mean, somebody who's saying that off top, they're already like an alpha, they're trying to overtake you in that conversation. So if I was to push back on them, they might get turned off by it and maybe want to work with somebody else. So the first thing I would do is maybe just empathize, like, no, I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, it's good that you're doing your research, you're informed with what's going on in the market. But then I would let them know like why they chose a realtor. Like, I'm in the trenches every single day. I know what's going on. If you've been doing your research, then you should know that things, as far as rates, they're going up, inventory is low. So like, the longer you wait, it may not be good for you in the long run, and then
go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. I'm just going off the top, but I've never gotten that. That.
Well, then good. I'm glad we're having this because, and this person is Gurpreet. Gurpreet had this come up the other day. So these people that say that they're studying the market, how are they studying the market? First off, they're studying the market on CNN, what they're seeing on the news, what they're gathering, right? Well, that's a very, very high level view of the market. So the conversation here is, how have you, so wonderful. It sounds like you've been doing your research. I love that. Omar, where are you getting this information from? I'm getting this from this. I have a friend that used to sell real estate. I'm just really super smart because I have a master's degree. Wonderful. Let me share with you the reality of what is actually happening in the real estate market in this community, right? In this community, right? Because look at around us. Every single community that you guys are in has its own tempo, pulse, and cadence on how offers are being written, accepted, and what the percentage over list price is in every single market. So where are you getting your information from, Omar? Okay, cool. Wow, sounds like you're super savvy. I love working with clients that are super astute and that understand the grand view of what the real estate market's doing. Let me share with you the reality of what is actually happening in Maxwell Park. Right? So it's like they might have a general understanding of global economics, right? They might have an understanding of that. Now we're going to get super micro and help them understand. That's why I share with you guys, we need to be two things. We need to be a leader and we need to be a teacher. The teacher part of it comes when you guys do a solid buyer's presentation so you can help them understand the reality of the real estate market, of the community in which they are searching for homes. That changes. If you guys are in Oakland, let's put Maxwell Park. We always talk about Maxwell Park because it's a really, really easy conversation to have. If you go to Seminary or if you go to Maxwell Park, we're talking a vastly different price point. And we're talking not too far away, a couple minutes away, right? So let me share with you the reality of what is actually happening in the real estate market and put them on game, right? Like you said, Omar, you're the trusted professional. You're the one that has the inside data. You have a team of 250 plus people around you that are writing offers, that have information, that have conversation with the listing agents. So let me put you on game and help you understand what is actually going on in that neighborhood. So Omar, I like how you said that about that's why you hired a realtor. So let's go to somebody else. I'm gonna go to Maria and I'm gonna give you some context on this. We don't think that this home is worth X. Why would we go any higher? Your comps state that these offers have been accepted and gotten into contract and closed anywhere between 10 and 17% over the last 90 days of all sales that have happened in Elk Grove. Let's just take Elk Grove, okay? So your client says, I don't believe that that house is worth that much. Why would we go any higher? Promise you, if you have not hit this with a client, you are going to hit this with clients somewhere down the road. So Maria, how do you handle this objection?
First off, I would say, okay, I totally understand that. And I would find out from them where they got that information from. Like, why do they feel that way? And I would say, based on what I am seeing in the market, just like what you just said, Elias, homes in this area are selling for, 10% over list price. And then I would show them the data. And I would say, based on this is what the data is showing me. And, the house is worth what the market will bear, what a buyer will pay.
I like that. At the end of the day, if a client doesn't see the value in the home, even though you've showed them the comps, then you might need to tell this client that, listen, if you're willing to walk away from this home for an extra $25,000, which if that's spread over the course of the next 30 years at an interest rate of 3.25, that means really not much on your monthly, then this isn't really the house for you. This isn't. If you're okay with losing this house, then let's walk. Let's go right on another property. And being able to take it away. No. Okay. Well, listen, in order for us to win, this is what we have to do in order for you guys to win this property. But if you're not in love with it, then hey, let's keep shopping. Let's go look at other homes, right? So being able to say, hey, maybe this isn't the home for you, right? It's okay to tell people no. I want to hear from Terry Daniel. Terry Daniel has a way of cutting through with her words in a way that it makes a lot of sense. So Terry, I want to ask you, which objection could you share some light with us? We want to wait to increase our buying power. We don't think the home is worth X. Why would we go any higher? Or I am super savvy. I've done my research and we want to wait until the market crashes. Which one of those do you think that you could have a fire response on?
The one with the market crashing.
Cool. Yeah. You know what, Terry? I have a master's degree in business and I hear the tone. I've been doing my research and I think we're just going to wait until the market crashes.
That's perfectly fine, Elias, that you and your family want to wait, but let me go back over with you why you're out here shopping in the first place. Let's go over the needs. You did say that you were looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, correct?
Correct.
You did tell me that you were pre-approved for $700,000, correct?
Correct.
Can I show you some data that will show you that properties that are selling right now, even though they're listed at $700,000, with the data showing that they're going over 10% over asking price? If you wait, I just want to give the ball back to you. If you wait, the data will show you that this property within 3 to 6 months will be more at $750,000, $800,000. So the decision is yours. I want you to always be clear that you're the decision maker, but you tell me what you want me to do.
So I'm thinking that there's going to be a crash.
Ooh, what happened? Sorry. Elias, a lot of people think that there's going to be a crash because of the 2008, 2009, what we went through. That's not going to happen. That was financial. Now what we're dealing with is lack of inventory. So right now, the statistics show that there's not going to be a crash. The data is showing it's not going to be a crash.
Good, and I love this because she's totally right. What happened in 2008 and 2009, that was the bank's problem, right? They literally said, you have a pulse, cool, let's give them money. That's literally what it was, right? You're breathing,
Correct.
You can fog a mirror, cool, let's give you money. You can buy a house, right? And so people weren't ready for the investment that they took on. So now there's so many more guidelines into how people can purchase a home. And I think now we are one of the strongest economies that we've seen in many, many years, right? Let's think about the job market in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is one of the most robust job markets that that has ever existed, and especially in the United States of America. Think about the major companies that are here in the Bay Area that are feeding our local economy, right? Think about these big players, Facebook, Google, Apple, some of the biggest companies on earth. Our market, our job market is super, super strong here. Average pay is super strong here. And so I love that angle, good stuff. Let's go to somebody that hasn't gone, really, really great stuff. And we go to page 2 over here. Peter, my man in the house. What's up, big dog? How you doing?
I'm good, what's up?
What's up, brother? So, hey man, we're doing some role playing here. We're talking about objections. We did a little bit of phone skills. So we got 3 objections for you, bro. Tell me which one you want to take on. We want to wait to increase our buying power. That's one that Gurpreet got the other day. Another one Gurpreet got, we don't think this home is worth X, even though the comps do support it. Why would we go any higher? Or I have my master's degree in business and I've done my research. We want to wait till the crash. Which one do you think that you have a solid reply for?
Let's try to crash again.
Cool. All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm super savvy. I'm an economics major, master's degree from Berkeley, and we're just going to wait till the crash.
Well, right now, all leading indicators aren't showing that. I'm going to be real with you, Elias. Back then, you were paying off appraisers. They're coming in at value. Houses were getting overvalued. There were no checks and balances. And the bank, they were giving money to anybody. But this time around, there was nothing fundamentally wrong with our economy. It was a pandemic. And
keep going, dude. This sounds great.
Give me a minute and I'll come back to it.
Okay. Did we move on and come back to you totally?
Yeah. Let me get my thoughts together.
All right, I'm actually just going to give you 10 seconds and then we're going to get right back into this.
Okay,
all right, so I've had my master's degree and I've done my research and I just think that we're going to wait until the market crashes, Peter. So why don't you just go ahead and call us like in summertime?
Okay, so leading back to the where I leave off,
here's what you said.
Nothing fundamentally wrong with our economy.
Fundamentally wrong, yes.
Yeah, what caused it was the pandemic, right? And then look at the interest rates right now. They're insanely. There's the best deal that we had. We haven't had these type of rates in over a decade, and there's too many buyers and not enough inventory. Okay, so even with interest rates rising, it's going to be a drop of water in a bucket. There's not enough to quench the thirst. There's too many buyers. So what we have isn't a financial issue; it's an inventory issue.
So what we're saying is that the demand is going to be high, and if the demand is going to be high, it's going to continue to drive the market upwards.
Correct.
So we have more buyers in the market than we've ever had at one single time. The second to this was our baby boomers, but the millennials are what's driving the market. And there was more buyers in the market than has ever happened in the history of real estate. Our economy is strong and it's not going anywhere. So Peter, really, really good stuff. Joellen, you had your hand up. Thank you for being here too, Peter. Joellen. Joellen going once, Joellen going twice, and we are officially moving on. Okay, cool. Who else wants to step up?
Wait, you were frozen.
I was frozen?
Yeah, on my thing you were.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay. All right. So Joellen, you had your hand up. What's up?
Yeah, I'm driving. Can I do the financial? The market's gonna crash.
Ooh. Yeah. Yes. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Joellen.
I keep getting this. Okay. So you're a business. You just graduated business, or you graduated how many years ago?
Listen, I'm that buyer that you talk to that is super cocky, that is super savvy, that really, really knows this stuff, that you're going to have to really show them that you know this market better than they do. So Joe Allen, yeah, I'm gonna wait till the market crashes.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that, you know, you're a little worried about that. A lot of people are at this point, but what they don't realize is, because they're going back to 2008, 2009, when we had a mortgage crisis. Back then, they were lending to anybody, no income, no assets, at 1% interest rates. But then what happened was their interest rate was going to double. So they went from a 1% to an 8%, which they couldn't financially afford. So that then caused foreclosures. Right now, our sellers are sitting with a substantial amount of equity. So we're not going to have that foreclosure, because what they can do is just sell their house and they're not going to foreclose. We have a tremendous amount of millennials that are out there buying. But the one thing that can hurt you by waiting is not only is the value going to continue to go up at least 10 to 11% over the next 4 years, but by waiting today, you are going to limit your buying power by at least 10%. So what you can afford today is not what you can afford probably in 4 years.
Fantastic. Really great job. I heard from, we talked about this on Monday, Andy Sue in the South Bay. You know, many buyers hear all the time that this is a seller's market. Well, he flipped the narrative. He's like, this is actually a buyer's market. Right? And he said, but why? If you purchase a house in the last 2 years in the Bay Area, even if you went over asking price, you are sitting on tremendous amounts of wealth. I promise you, anybody that has represented a buyer in the Bay Area, I had a buyer last year purchase a house in Maxwell Park and went $25,000 over asking, came in at a shortfall of over 70,000, still won the house. 1 year later, they're sitting on tremendous amounts of wealth. Tremendous in 1 year, even though they overpaid, right?
And
so go ahead, Joel.
I got that objection the other day where, you know, my buyer's like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. I really want a deal. I said, you know what? You're going to have a deal in 2 years if you buy today. That's point. And then he's like, what do you mean? And then I explained to him exactly what Tom Ferry said, that this is a buyer's market, because in 2 years from now, you're going to have a deal.
That's right. You guys, this has been stated over and over and over again, and I want you to really let this sink in. This is the most amazing time to purchase real estate, but it's also the most amazing time to be a realtor. We've seen people on our team build tremendous amounts of wealth in 1 to 2 years because they have capitalized on what is happening in our market. This is an incredible time for real estate. Cynthia, you had your hand up. Good stuff, Joel. Good stuff, Peter.
Hey, yeah, I love the question about the market crashing. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, awesome. Can we play that real quick?
Yeah, so hi, yeah. I have a master's degree, and I've been studying finance for many years, and I'm gonna wait till the market crashes. Me and my wife have spoke about this. We know best.
Got it. Well, I got to tell you, Elias, you're my favorite kind of buyer, because you're going to understand this data more than anyone out there. First, let's start with the why. Tell me why we started this process in the first place.
Well, we just, we want to be able to buy our second home. The River Islands community is really growing, and we love it, but I see that they're building a lot out here. But yeah, I just think that the market will crash. But yeah, we wanted to buy a second home, something that we can really grow into. Kids are getting older.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that. And as they get older, they need more space, right?
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, Elias. Yeah, right. We all do, for sure, especially with COVID, right? I mean, we're all working from home. Kids are having to go in and out of school. I totally get that. And honestly, that's what matters most, is your why. But I gotta tell you, when I started 5 years ago, there was a shortage of 3 million housing units in all of California. 5 years later, we're at 3.8 million housing units still being needed. Now, I'm sure you know it's hard as hell to get anything even off Amazon. So can you imagine getting housing supplies, you know, nails, wood? I'm sure you've seen the lumber market since you're so well versed in the, you know, economics of the world. I got to tell you, I don't see the market crashing, especially because I have investor buyers that are going to wait for a dip, and they're going to wait a heck of a long time. And when there is finally a dip, guess who's going to be coming out there? All those buyers that were thinking about waiting, and the market's just going to flop right back up. So I don't think that that's the best strategy. I think we just need to re-engage, like look at the data together again, and let's get really serious about this so that you folks don't end up paying more when interest rates go higher later this year. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, sounds like a great plan. Thank you. Here's the thing that let's just think about tonality, right? First off, is really understanding from, like, she's super empathetic in the words that she uses, right? But first off, I totally understand how you feel, but then take me back, right? Because when you take somebody back to the emotional reasons why they chose to take this journey in the first place, now you're doing that discovery confirmation again. So you're taking them back. I think Cynthia did a really good job in helping them understand where they were and, like, where are we going, right? Where are we going? And I think that sounded really, really smooth. And I love it. I love the words that you use. And I highlighted a couple words that Peter said here too, fundamentally wrong. I'm hoping that you guys are taking off some really, really key notes here, because you're hearing some nuances when you have conversations with clients that's going to set the precedence of what's going to happen next. Like, you guys are setting the stage that you are the one. I'm not saying like you're in the control, but in the sense you guys are the leader throughout this, right? Follow me, come here. No, that's wrong. You're wrong, Tom, but let me share with you why. Come here. You know, I like that idea, but that's wrong. Come over here. That paint, that looks like shit. It's going to look horrible. The walls are going to close in. Use a use a cloud white on the ceilings. We're going to do Swiss coffee on these walls, right? You need to be able to lead them through this process. And based on the things that I'm hearing leaders. And I love this context. So you guys, let's go to one other person, then we're going to come full circle on this. Who would like to volunteer to step up to take one more? And don't be shy. And if you've never spoke, maybe this is your time. There it is, to me, and I see you. He went like this. he didn't even say anything, but a good thing I switched screens. All right, Damian, out of the three that we have here, we want to wait to increase our buying power. We don't think that this home is worth X, even though the comps support it. Why would we go any higher on an offer? Or I have a master's degree in business. We want to wait until the market crashes.
Yes, the latest one I've been getting is the exceed. We don't think the house is worth that much.
Let's hear it, brother. What do you say to that?
Well, is this house worth it to you in the long run? I mean, because what today's value isn't necessarily what this house is going to be worth in even 6 months. The way that things are appreciating in this market, you might overpay today, but again, you're not going to sell this house in the next 6 months to a year, right?
No, I'm not. We plan to live here at least until the kids are in college, which is going to be at least 7 years.
So imagine by that time what this home is going to be worth. Again, how things are appreciating right now. And just think about it. In the Bay Area, there is no more land to build on. So you have all of these people fighting to be homeowners with only the same pool of properties that keep turning over. And you can't imagine that all these properties are going to be back on the market within that time span. So your house is only going to keep getting more valuable. So again, today's value may, you have to look at the future in this.
I love this. I love this. And let's stay here for a second. A lot of times it's easy for a consumer to see what's right in front of them. You guys need to be able to future cast and share with them what is possible 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the road and help them realize that, because that's a really, really powerful conversation to me. And I love that angle, because we have to paint a picture of what is down the road. And let's face it, you guys, in most of the markets in the Bay Area, What is winning is not market value. What is winning is perceived value. Maria, I love this home and I don't give a shit how many people write on this home. I want to write $100,000 over asking price. So when that house closes, guess what? We have a new benchmark for what that house will sell for at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for that community. So we deal a lot with that. Why? There's more money in the real estate industry than ever has been because of pandemic. Pandemic forced people to save money. We couldn't do shit, right? We couldn't do anything. So now we have sat on money that we're now pushing into the market. And people want to live in communities that were never even on people's radar. And now places like Antioch, Pittsburgh, Brentwood, Oakley are becoming these hot areas that people are going 10, 20, 30% over asking price, which is absolutely ludicrous. I talked to a guy that purchased a house for $212,000 in Danville in the early 90s. In Danville. Could you get anything in Danville for $200,000 right now? No, no. All right, guys, let's do this. You guys want to go full circle? We've had a really, really great conversation today. I want to go around the room and I'll hear some of your guys' key takeaways. So who wants to hit me with some key takeaways from today's session? What was learned and what is going to be applied? So let's just go around the room. Anybody take themselves off of mute, and I want to hear key takeaways from today's session.
I personally think a key takeaway is just to be confident in what you know as an agent and your knowledge to, educate your clients at the end of the day. Because like what Peter said earlier, you are, you're a professional for a reason.
I love this. I love it. You guys should make this. If you guys are going to do any type of prospecting, you should have, okay, first off, I'm going to make this an experience, right? I got my coffee. I'm fucking ready. I'm hyped up. All right. Now that I'm hyped up, I'm ready to go. I have a few dialogues. I have some conversations about the market. I have my notes here. If somebody hits me with something, I could be able to say, okay, good. I'm glad that you said that. It actually reminds me of a conversation that I just had with my past colleague or whoever it is, right? You need to have this around you in an environment. It's like look at Omar, like imagine yourself in this little bubble and you have all the tools and resources that you need to do because you're going to put together this science project. That's what prospecting is, you guys. There's always an opportunity for you guys to get an appointment. Let's go to Janarda. Janarda, she's new to our team. Actually, we just sent her onboarding documents. They're going out today. Janarda, welcome to Team Fast. Let's hear from you. You had your hand up. Takeaways from today's session. Janarda, you there?
Yes, I am so excited. I love this. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I think it's a delay. I said I love this. But how about how are you? I always say how are you whenever I'm talking to anyone. Hi, how are you? And I definitely can see where I can leave that out.
Totally. But sometimes and let's get this right. Like in some contexts, it might work, right? Because somebody can call you and be like, hey, brother, how are you? And it's just part of their normal terms or tone or excuse me, vernacular. Somebody else might try to say, hey, brother, what's up? And it's just like, it doesn't really come out. It's like Roxanne Adams. Hey, honey, how are you? Good, right? And it's just like, it works for some people, but for the masses, calling somebody that has been searching for homes online and saying, hello, hi, Peter. Hi, how are you? Who are you? And why are you asking me this question? Right? So Janara, really good takeaways. Anything else on your end? All right, cool. We're going to keep moving on. Aaliyah, you had your hand up. Key takeaways from today's session.
Just the importance of script training and also knowing what's going on in our market, because we won't be able to educate them in the first place if we don't know what's going on. And then we won't be able to be a leader if we don't know how to overcome objections.
Totally. You guys, this is why I talk about the market data so much. Become a geek, like just become a nerd and all the information about the real estate market. I promise you, no matter how big this company gets, no matter how busy Kenny is, you could sit down with Kenny right now and say, Kenny, what's the pulse of the market right now? And he'll be able to spit some fire, even though not selling real estate every single day. Jewel Carter, let's go over to you. Key takeaways from today's session.
My key takeaways are listen to your client. Don't be intimidated by their education or their knowledge, of your business. And just be confident.
I love that, because no matter what, you guys will always know more, right? Eric King, for example, he did his largest deal last year. It was like $2.4 million with a lawyer. The lawyer loved his style, loved the way he communicated, and he never like backed down. He's like, you're smart, I'm smart. I'm going to provide you with everything that I know to make sure that you guys get this house. And he represented him to the fullest and was able to win. And it was one of his biggest accomplishments. So really good stuff. Let's go to Christina, and then we'll come over to you next, Terry. Christina, you had your hand up. Key takeaways from today's session.
Hi, good morning. I just want to say that it's very important when you are speaking to a client to sound relatable. I forget who said it, but they did say, oh, great, you would understand more than anybody. I think that just sounding relatable is always nice, and it really draws the client in a lot more, or anyone you're talking to for that matter.
Yeah, Christina, I 100% agree. Really, really good observation. Good takeaway. Let's see, Joelle, and or Terry, you had your hand up, or did it go down? Is it still up?
No. Yeah, I was just going to say into that, a lot of people aren't the analytical ones that know data and statistics, that you can always add stories, because if you lived in a community, then you know how the prices have gone up. Like sharing your stories of, I remember when we came to Antioch in '98 and we purchased a house for $160,000. And because I know how you feel, that $160,000 pre-approval letter that I had, I felt like it was $1 million ticket. So of course, when you're showing me houses that I really don't want, I know exactly how you feel. So basically sharing the stories of your experience of the market, being you living there, or your experience as purchasing along the way, starting from one area to another.
Guys, I love this. Become a third-party story junkie, right? A junkie. Like I have so many third-party stories that I use. I use them for coaching. I use them in storytelling. I use them when I'm communicating with clients. Store all those things. God, Terry, you actually remind me of my client, Tom, who actually purchased a house in Antioch last year. And you tell that story because now it becomes more real. Love it. Become a third-party story junkie. Good stuff. Kwanzaa, let's head over to you. And thank you for dropping the images in the chat. We'll make sure to grab those. And then Judith will be putting those in her summary as well. Kwanzaa, let's hear from you.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to share something that I actually learned from my lecture yesterday, and this is something you can definitely use with with all your clients. Is if they're looking to buy a house and they're trying to figure out, well, how much, like, that they don't want to go up anymore. Basically, let them know for every $10,000 they go up, it's roughly $50. To be more, if you want to be precise, you're gonna say $48 increase on their monthly, right? So then you can ask them the question: are you willing to give up this home that really check all your boxes for $48 extra a month?
Yes. Oh, beautiful. And let's stay here for a second. If you guys have people that say we want to kick the can down the road, wait, purchasing power, whatever the case is, have your lender do a breakdown. Say, okay, if interest rates went up to 4%, if values of homes went up 10% over the next 6 months, what is their actual value or their purchasing power? And what does that mean on their monthly versus where they are right now? Do side-by-side comparison. Your lenders can provide that. Your lenders can also do a year-over-year comparison. Hey, if you would have purchased a house last year at the average sales price of last year, at the interest rate of last year, this is what your purchasing power would have been. Like, show them. Like, this is good stuff, Quan. Great stuff. So let's head out. But before we do, let's go over to Hector one more time. Hector, key takeaways from today's session. Take us off the field, brother.
Thanks, boss. You guys are amazing on this beautiful Friday. Happy birthday, Miss Mel. And my key takeaways, I really correlated with Cynthia. She talked about, you said it, she was being empathetic. Really listening to your clients, because Lias, if you are, you have masters in business, we gotta kind of, caress you a little bit and make sure we know that you know what you're talking about, but then kind of redirect the conversation to the reason why they're in this today, and then just reiterating the facts. So kind of just restructuring the call from what they think they want to back to the actual reality. So I really love that.
Guys, I appreciate you guys. Let's go out and take some action. Let's not be fearful to take the action, to make the calls, to get in front of people. But the only way that you're going to feel super, super confident is you have to know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to get in the ring and say, you know what, I might get a couple knocks on the chin, but it's going to get better. Once again, you guys, the action creates the experience. The experience is going to give you the feedback. The feedback is then going to give you, what are the skills that I need to focus on? If you keep on hitting the same roadblock with a client, then we have a skill, right? Let's work on that skill that you need to work on. Everyone will send out the buyer's presentation on Spark Hire. Please, if you are newer to the team within the last 90 days, I want you guys to do that one-way interview. Just register, you click a couple buttons, there's an intro video, and then there's 9 questions that you guys are gonna answer. That went out yesterday. Make sure to do that for me. That way I can help you guys get better and coach you guys at a higher level. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up, for contributing at a high level. Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and visions, and go out and crush your weekend. Thank you, guys.